friends, welcome to the 2017 Device Roundup from the Mobile Indian. And today we are going to present you the top 5 smartphones of 2017. And the criteria for choosing these devices was they had to be priced about ₹30,000 and they had to be launched in year 2017. And one important thing to note over here is the way we are presenting list, they are not following any fixed pattern. They are just a part of top 5. So no ranking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but they are the part of top 5 list. This is me, Sandeep and Rohan, who are going to present you the top 5 smartphones of this year. So the first phone in the list is Samsung Galaxy Note 8. Rohan, so what are the plus points of Note 8?
Samsung was one of the early adopter of the latest 18:9 display, as you say.
Right.
The AMOLED display on the Note 8 looks really stunning, and it gives a very wide gamut of color and it delivers some good viewing angles as well. And top on that, the S Pen functionality with such a large display makes it a very convenient smartphone.
Right.
And secondly, another good thing about the Note 8 was the dual camera, because it's the first device from Samsung to come with a dual camera setup, and the pictures taken was really good. Gives a neck-to-neck competition to the Apples and other brands.
Right.
And the performance was absolutely up to the mark, and there was no problem using the phone.
Right. So the 3 most important things when we look at the flagship phones are the performance should be steady, the camera should be good, and the display should be amazing. And I think on Samsung Note 8 we get a tick mark in all the 3. But if you talk about the negative points, Rohan, what are the negative points in the device?
So talking about the negative point, the fingerprint sensor placement of the Note 8 is particularly very not convenient.
It's totally off.
It's totally also because you get it around the dual camera setup, and it's being a very tall device, it's very hard to reach there. So that's one point Samsung it's a very
right, because what Rohan is talking about is like they have placed the fingerprint sensor at the back of the device adjacent to the lens. So what happens whenever you want to unlock the device, invariably you always put the finger on the lenses, which create a lot of smudges, which is not a which we think is a design flaw, and that is happening from the Note 7 days. I think this thing is high time that Samsung should do something about it and change this thing. And the other issue with the device was the battery backup was just decent. So on a full charge and on heavy usage, you can get somewhere around 8.5 hours of power backup, but beyond that it would be a struggle. So now let's move to the second device in the list, and that is iPhone 10. Rohan, what are the plus points of iPhone 10?
So iPhone 10 is probably one of the best iPhone made by Apple. Why is that? Because it comes with a full screen display, and it's the first phone to support an OLED screen. So the combination really works well for Apple. And secondly, the camera, Apple has been known to deliver some great camera performance, and same is the case with iPhone 10. You get really good low light images, great outdoor images, good, be it in any lighting condition, the images came out really good. And the performance, as usual, the Bionic chip used in iPhone 10 is probably one of the fastest and one of the powerful chipset available in the market.
Right, it was able to give the flawless performance. But if you talk about the negative points, one straight away that we can say that it was damn expensive. And what was the other negative point of the device?
So, talking about the other part, Apple adopted the full screen display, but they have added a top notch on the screen, so which causes really trouble,
hardship to the app guys also, and viewing the content also.
So it makes a really it doesn't give you a full impulsive display as compared to the Samsung Galaxy Note or any other phone, but you feel some jittery effect, seeing that notch.
Right.
That really don't give a very good feel.
Right. So what Rohan is talking talking about you miss the continuity into the screen. When you're watching the screen, the continuity factor is a miss. And especially in the apps also, you see a empty space on the top, you start wondering what's happening over there.
Apps are not optimized and it will take time. So yeah.
The ecosystem has to get ready for that.
Right.
Let's move to the next device, that's LG V30 Plus. So Rohan, what are the plus points of LG V30 Plus?
So LG V30 Plus is probably, again, is the first smartphone LG can to sport an OLED display. And the performance, the first thing we like about the phone was the form factor, the sleek design, the compact look it gave. That was probably the best part of it. And secondly, the performance is another area which LG V30 Plus did a very good job. Be it multitasking gaming or any different, the phone did refuse to shutter or give a lag, and the display was again good. So you get a very good display in terms you can watch the content looked really sharp and the colors were vivid.
Right. And so what are the negative points in the device?
So negative points, you see, the first was you'll see a slight shift of colors when you watching it from a different angle. So
right.
You're watching it like from the front, it gives a very neutral colors, but the moment you shift it, it gives that bluish tint.
Right. So if you're holding a phone like this and seeing that it will show a different color, and you are tilted, it will show a different color. Slightly on the bluish tinge kind of a thing.
Right. And the second, the camera was okay, but not that great. If you see.
Low light photography, it was.
Right.
Yeah.
For the low light, the camera could have been better. And we have seen the LG struggling to make some really good steps in the camera department.
But overall, this phone was a very good one, and the pricing was damn good.
That's the main point. The LG were known to give very high pricely phones, whether be it LG G6, G5 or other V20. But V30 Plus, they have managed to bring down the cost to like under 45k, which is a really good thing.
All right. And this is the first time like LG has done so, because most of the other time they have come out with their flagship devices at such a high pricing, and within a month or so they've reduced the price. And this time they have got the pricing perfectly right. So let's move to our next device, that is OnePlus 5T. Rohan, what are the pluses, the hits, the misses of this device?
So talking about OnePlus 5T, it's an incremental change over 5. So the major change is in terms of display. Now you get a new 18:9 AMOLED full screen display, which works really good. Frankly, the OnePlus 5T looks much more better as compared to 5. The performance, OnePlus is always known to give the best performance. Be it specs,
keeping in mind the price also.
The price range. So you get the same pricing of OnePlus 5T, which is 32,999 for 6GB RAM and 37,999 for 8GB RAM. So the performance, the specs, and each and everything you can ask for a flagship device, and without not spending your lifetime saving on it. So OnePlus 5T is the option for those.
Right. And what are the negative points in this device?
So the negative points, first, OnePlus with 5T, what OnePlus did was they made a trade-off with a telephoto lens with the same lens of same focal length of both the dual cameras. So that should ideally improve the low lighting condition. But that was not the case in the real life. The photos did struggle to get some, they were less detailed and they were not up to the mark as compared to the other phones present in the category, especially if you consider Honor. They're providing so much great camera experience. And the face unlock feature, which OnePlus boasted with the 5T, does work fine with the lighting condition is good, but under low light condition it struggles to make it to register the face.
Right. So finally move to the last phone in the list, and that is Pixel 2 XL. So Rohan, what are the plus points in this device?
So with Pixel 2 XL, Google also adopted the latest trend of 18:9. Two things which are really outstanding in the Pixel 2 XL is the camera. So the camera, Google has always known to deliver the great cameras. Pixel XL was the example of it.
Incidentally, it was developed by, the phone was made by HTC.
And yeah, this time also the Pixel 2 XL is made by LG. So you get the reminiscence of LG flagship design in terms of design.
Right.
But the camera, best part of the camera is you get a bokeh effect, you get a portrait mode without using a dual camera lens. So Google has come up with an algorithm that automatically detects the foreground and the background and make a background blur, giving you a bokeh effect, which most of the smartphones require dual cameras.
Right.
Secondly, you get a stock pure experience. Is the purest experience you get on an Android device is the Google Pixel.
Right.
You get the latest updates, the latest security patches, a longer period of
updates. Right.
For Pixel devices.
Right. So if we talk about the negative points, what are the major negative points in this device?
So talking about the major negative was the display itself. So like I said, the same problem was the Pixel XL2, which is present in LG. So you get a very shifting colors when you try to
change the device.
You try to change the viewing angles.
And battery was
again average. And plus, if you consider the phone is priced at a very hefty price, and still there is no wireless charging over there. So
and headphone jack was missing in the Pixel device.
Interesting, the Google mocked Apple when Apple left the discarded the 3.5mm audio jack in their iPhone 7, but still Google has implemented the same thing in their Pixel XL2. So that's again a really negative about the thing.
Right. So friends, with this we come to the end of this list, and do keep watching the Mobile Indian, because we'll be coming out more and more shows which will be talking about the Air that was. So till the next time we meet again, goodbye.